Good morning, friends. It's Casey in Tucson, Arizona. And this week I have been playing tour guide to my aunt and uncle. They've been visiting me, so it's been a lot of fun. I wanted to come out here and try to get my gorgeous rose bush in the video. It is just growing by leaps and bounds, and it's just beautiful. We have another fun-filled day planned today. We are going to go to the Arizona-Sonora Desert Museum. So stay tuned. You're coming with us. We made it to the Arizona-Sonora Desert Museum, and it's a beautiful morning, so we're going to try to do everything outside first, and then we'll do the indoor activities. And my uncle has already saved me $5 because it's $29.95 if you are out of state, and then it's $24.95 if you are in state. And I didn't realize that, so I was ready to pay the $30. I really like ocotillos. I think they're really beautiful. And when it rains and they turn green, they are just magnificent. We're just wandering around, looking at the beauty of the desert. I'm a little gun shy today because yesterday I did encounter a rattlesnake. If you saw my video yesterday, that was a bit of a shock. I probably should have wore closed-toed shoes, but I did not. I'm in my flip-flops. Hopefully I don't encounter another rattlesnake today. Oh, look at those sweet little ground squirrels. I don't know if you can see that. They're so cute.
Oh, I see it.
I want to show you this brittle bush. It's really pretty, and I had some in my yard and I took them out. I only let them grow in the desert down my driveway. They have little stickers that fall off. They're like little round, think of stepping on a Lego with spikes. That's what it feels like. That's what these things produce. So that's why I don't have any of these in my immediate backyard. I let them grow wild in the desert, but that's something I don't want in my backyard. I have stepped on way too many. The dogs have tracked them in. This is a jumping cholla, also known as like a teddy bear cactus. And I have a lot of these on my property. You don't want to get too close because, like the name implies, it seems like the needles will jump out and end up in your skin. So I keep my distance from those. Some people may think that the desert isn't beautiful. I think it has a rugged beauty to it. I think the desert is gorgeous. What a gorgeous mountain lion.
You got my credit card, my ID. Keep an eye on her.
Wow. I still wouldn't want to encounter one of those.
They're quite powerful.
Look at the paws.
I know. Wow. I wish it would look over here.
Yeah.
Something that is blooming out here smells really sweet. Almost like perfume. I don't know what it would be though. It smells really good.
Right. So they're related.
I wish I could zoom in more on the mountain lion, but that's about as close as I can get. Aww. Little deer. What I like about the Arizona-Sonora Desert Museum is that Everything that's in here is what you would find in the wild here in Arizona and Sonora, Mexico. There's supposed to be a bear in here, but I'm trying to zoom in on that lizard over there. It's huge. Here in Tucson, we live in the Sonoran Desert. It's quite vast. I always think of all the animals that are probably out there that are nocturnal, that are sleeping, and I'm taking walks and I'm probably walking right past them and just don't even realize it. But yesterday when I saw the rattlesnake, I realized that. I love the Palo Verde trees, and the bees do too. I just wish I wasn't so allergic to the blooms. They're such a gorgeous tree when they're in bloom. But they're good for our bees, so I keep them around. This is what the inside of a saguaro cactus looks like. Those are saguaro ribs. So when a saguaro cactus dies and it dries up, this is what it ends up looking like. There's a coyote over there. It's looking right at me. Oh, there it goes.
Maybe he'll come over.
That one is a well-fed coyote. The ones on my property are skinny. I hear coyotes every night howling at my house. This is a creosote bush, and they're quite prevalent here. And when it rains, oh, they smell so good. Here's an ocotillo that actually is green. One time my daughter was out trick-or-treating when she was a little girl, and we were in a subdivision, but there was a jumping cholla along the sidewalk, and she happened to brush up against it, and the poor girl was covered in these spines, and she was crying and crying, and luckily someone invited us in and she was able to get out of her costume, and then we had to pluck these needles out of her little arm. Oh, it was horrible. So stay away from those. They're nice to look at from a distance, but don't get too close. They'll end up jumping on you. Agaves, when they are at the end of their life cycle, produce this long stalk. See how tall that is? And after they produce that stalk and it flowers, the agave dies. But they've generally produced a lot of pups that will come up in the place of the original agave. If you can see that little animal sleeping, that's a javelina. zoom in on it. These are very common in Tucson. You see them everywhere. You even see them in town. I get herds of javelina in my well, not my backyard, my front yard now, because my backyard is closed off. They're pretty tame, and I've never had an encounter with a javelina. I hear that they can be mean when they have babies involved, but otherwise they're pretty docile creatures in my opinion. I'm out here walking around in the desert at the Arizona-Sonora Desert Museum, and I just realized that when I went to pay for my ticket, I set my water bottle down and I walked off without it. I could really use a drink right now. These are barrel cacti. They look like a barrel. This is an organ pipe cactus. And a baby barrel. And a baby saguaro. This is a better representation of a saguaro cactus. So here's the base of it still intact even though it's dead. And then you can see the inside of the saguaro ribs. So it does have several inches of fleshy saguaro meat on it. I guess that's what I would call it, before you reach the actual ribs of the saguaro cactus. So I have woodpeckers that are always drilling holes into the saguaros, and that's why they're getting inside where it's nice and cool. We found a bobcat.
I think that's a fake one. He ain't moved.
No, he's saw his
Oh!
I don't know why I'm so fascinated with the saguaro ribs. I really don't know, but I am. At my old house, we had cabinetry made out of the saguaro ribs, just inserts. I don't think it's legal anymore to do that. I could be wrong, but from what I recall years ago, people were chopping down the saguaros to sell the saguaro ribs, and I think that that's not allowed anymore. I could be wrong. Oh, check out the ocelot. Just chilling, happy as can be. Oh, so sweet. This is called a hummingbird nopal. And the only reason I know that is because there was a sign below it. I've never seen this before. It's a very interesting cacti. It's gorgeous. So generally, if I take the road less traveled, it's because I've made a mistake and I'm probably lost. As I've mentioned before, the agave will produce a stalk at the end of its life cycle. It grows like a foot a day. It grows crazy fast. Look at this one. This is huge. It flowers. The bees love it. The birds love it. And it kills the agave. But the agave will have other pups beneath it that will grow up in its place. So it's pretty cool. Here's a smaller one over here. Right here. The This is a torch cactus.
I've seen one.
And this variety is a Big Bertha torch cactus. I have a smaller variety at my house. It does not produce such huge flowers, but these are fantastic. Look how gorgeous those are. I can truly appreciate the beauty of the desert. It's getting warm out. I really wish I had my water bottle. I love the purple prickly pear. The technical term is Santa Rita prickly pear because I'm reading it from the sign. I just call it a purple prickly pear. I have some planted at my house. They're really pretty. This growth on the tree is called mistletoe, and it will kill the tree if you don't remove it. I know this because I've had to have it removed from my house, and that's what the landscaper told me it was. In fact, I have 2 that I need to get removed right now. Ooh, I really want to build one of these arches at my house and grow vines all over them. Why is it so fun just to walk through an archway? I love it. We've made it to the Bighorn sheep area. Aw, the little tortoise. I've been here since the mid-90s, and I have only seen a wild tortoise one time, and it was crossing the road.
This was supposed to loop back around where that one spot.
So we just stopped at the cafe and had a bite to eat. My aunt and my uncle got tacos. I got a taco salad. It was really good. They have a restaurant here as well, a sit-down restaurant, but it was closed, so we just went to the cafe. I should have taken a picture, but I didn't. I was so hungry I dug in. So it's nice to have that option, though, to have a snack while you're here. We're in the aquarium now, and I love the garden eels. I've always enjoyed watching these guys. They're so colorful. These butterfly fish are found down in the Sea of Cortez down in Mexico. We used to go down to Rocky Point all the time. I haven't been there in quite some time now, but I would like to go back soon, hopefully. It's the closest ocean to us in Arizona. I love seahorses too. It's nice to come into the aquarium aquarium and cool off. It's a little warm out there now.
Seahorses and trying to develop from that.
We just went through the dry cave and now we came out and we are in this area that is showing us all these minerals that came out of Arizona. So it's pretty impressive, the collection that they have here. My aunt said this looks like nachos. I happen to agree.
Now it's up to.
We've been here for a little over 4 hours and we're having such a great time. There's a lot to see, a lot to do. There's some interactive areas for children and there are videos you can see in the theater. They often have animal shows, I guess, in there. That's what I've heard. They are not having any today. What else? There's just a lot to do. So make sure you get here early because you'll want to do all of the outdoor things before it gets too terribly hot here in the desert. This is a chuckwalla, and that is a spiny-tailed iguana. Actually, I think it's the other way around, maybe. That's the chuckwalla. I was trying to sound impressive, but I had to look at the sign. This is a Gila monster, and I have seen these in the wild. My neighbor had a bunch on his property at one time. I have history with this fella yesterday, except mine was much bigger. Here's another one over here. This is the Mojave rattlesnake. The other one was the diamondback. This is a Mexican pit viper. Oh, here's a gopher snake. I like these guys. And here's a speckled rattlesnake, which I've never seen one of these in the wild. I've only seen the western diamondback. This is a black-tailed rattlesnake, and I've been told that if you look into the eye of a snake and it's a slit, it's poisonous, and if it's a round pupil, it's non-venomous. But I mean, you'd have to get pretty close up to notice, so I think I will just stay away. That is a beautiful snake, though. It's so cute because my aunt and uncle are very friendly people, and they struck up a conversation with someone, and they're from Missouri also, and they live like a half an hour away from them. It's a small world. I struck up a conversation with someone from Pennsylvania. This is a western toad, and if it's the same kind, which it does look like it is, that I have in my backyard when it rains in the summertime, they come out and they're very poisonous. My dog licked one and he started foaming at the mouth and salivating, and he was very, very sick for a couple of days. I think that's the same frog. They get huge, absolutely huge. This desert tarantula looks like a baby one. I've seen much, much bigger. Again, they come out in the summertime when it monsoons. And I really like seeing these out in the wild. They're not gonna bother you. And they're huge. They're as big as my hand usually. I really like these guys. We're in the gift shop now, and I'm really tempted to buy a lot of this stuff. I love condiments and glazes and vinegars and honeys and all this good stuff. And we have stuff that is prickly pear, made out of the prickly pear cacti, mesquite honey, agave nectar, jalapeno jelly. Oh, everything looks so good. They even have, and I've never tried this, prickly pear fudge. Very interesting. Ooh, jalapeno fudge. I'm in the ladies' room. Don't worry, there's nobody in here, but this is interesting. They have a sunscreen dispenser in the ladies' room, which is very useful because it's so hot out. I have never seen that before. Well, we had a great day at the Arizona-Sonora Desert Museum, and I highly recommend that you come and check it out if you are in the Tucson region. It is a fantastic place, and I think you'll really enjoy learning about all of the animals, all of the plants, all of the reptiles that live in our beautiful desert. So have a great day, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And if you like my content, please click like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And if you think I'm a train wreck that you can't stop watching, please click like and subscribe too. Thanks so much. Bye.